Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode, another stream, 10-minute Marvel. No, that's not even close to right. My brain was on podcast time there. Welcome to Malts and Meeples. I'm your host, Petter. And today we're going to be playing more Isofarian Guard. So, we'll get down to the table here in a second. I have some rye whiskey here to drink. Look at that color. I was actually expecting that to be punchier. It's 100 proof. But like a good balanced flavor. Good opening hit. And before we drink too much more, let's get to the table. And I have both cameras up and running today. Battery charge is good. So, let's do a little bit of reading, because when we left, we had just gotten to Fort Istra, done the first stuff there, and there isn't any nothing major to listen to right now. It's all in the books. So we'll start with Welcome to Fort Istra. Fort Istra will still serve as the main hub for the guards throughout all of the campaigns. This location has its own special minimap. Let's actually just skip to the Fort Istra Band's request. To begin the rebuilding effort, Band requires materials to get the lumber mill up and running. This building is required before other locations can be rebuilt. To obtain materials, you need to harvest wood and mine ore from various nodes around Isofar. Ban hands you some tools to perform the actions. So, wood chopping axe and pickaxe. Assuming a pickaxe and wood chopping axe. So both of those we're actually going to equip onto Grigory. And so we need to use those to get equipment. To build. And there's a whole bunch of things that we can do in Fort Istra once things are built. A lot to do at the training yard, the blacksmith, tons of things we can smith, the apothecary, the lapidary, courtyard, and a stash. The stash doesn't require anything else except that we can check off some things that we have. So like I have 1 wolf pelt and 2 claws to check off in the book. Now, it's tracking that I have them, so I don't need to keep those drops, these guys, in my hand or on anybody anymore. I can just put them back in. Call it good. That is being tracked. And then the other thing we're supposed to read is about caravan quests. You'll find various caravan quests available. The quests are available at the start of Chapter 2 in each campaign. Campaign book will direct you to the section once they're available. Caravan quests are available where there's a caravan chip. So if I go back here to the Panasonic, right there, to the map camera, we got that one. And so there will be some story. So campaign 1, and that's on node 61, I believe. 61. You can go, and there's a start of the quest. Unfortunately, at this point in time, the quests are not in foreteller. So that's what we have coming up, though. First things first, let's work on our town here, because some of what we have is pine and iron ore, and building requirements for the lumber mill are just that we have 4 pine. So I can remove, of course, yeah, I can remove this pine. Goes back into the harvesting. We're gonna have to put these in order. Alphabetical order, always. I'm gonna have to go through and do that for everything. I think I did that already for the items, though. And I mark off that I have that, which means I can take the lumber mill, and I put it on its basic side. There's a lumber mill upgrade, but that requires 4 dogwood, 4 ash, 4 ancient oak, 4 iron ore, and 4 silver to get. But for the lumber mill, that's the first thing we have to build in order to get anything going. So it makes sense to go to that right away. Then there are other things like the barracks. I need to get 4 more pine for that. Training yard, I need gold ore. And a whole lot more for upgraded versions. Blacksmith. That requires a lot to start. Cedar, iron, gold ore, feathers, and scale. Well, I have this. No, I don't have any of those. Iron, probably, actually. But I'm just kind of looking to see how far off I am from some stuff, because I'll probably head out doing some of the adventures, but then also come back and do some of the upgrades, pick up the things that I want. And there's the courtyard, but everything is accounted for at this point. So let's get started here. I can head out any of the different sides here. 102, 106, can't do 101, don't have docks yet. Can do 107. And I have a choice of which way I want to head, It's not a huge deal, I don't think, to hit this one first. So we're going to go up to 102. And really, now that sets that off to the side. So we go up to 99. And we're drawing from our bag. Oh, I should say, I did do a little bit of upgrading as well. I gave Grigory a temporary health, as well as a permanent health chip. And I gave Alec a temporary attack. Ooh, compass. So, we get to try and remember which one of these events we get to do. The trap. A mound of orange and red leaves cover the path in front of you. They crunch beneath your feet. You suddenly lose your footing and almost fall into a pit trap. Someone has left a trap here. A hunter or something worse. Cover it up or leave it uncovered. You know what? I'm down to cover it up. You hide amongst the trees. After a few moments, a traveling merchant darts down the path, falling into the pit and screaming loudly. When you offer to help him, he rewards you. And gain 10 sil. I feel like that's a bit sketchy. Bit sketchy, guys. And then we'll continue on our way up to 97. Okay. Let me make sure that I actually shuffle this up well. It's the downside of chips. This can be tricky to shuffle chips. Single skull on 97. We have to go back here. Chapter 2, 97, a plain strider. It's backwards from how I wanted it. Most unfortunate. We have our plain strider again. 2, 10. Let's see how it goes this time. Let's switch over cameras. There we are. Give these a quick shuffle. And then I think we know the drill at this point. Alex starts. Sword, shield, so we'll use that to empower the golden potion, to give it to Gregory, and then activate to attack for 3 against the Strider's 2, and then we'll activate the golden potion to give Alec 1 extra cube. Gregory. Oh, did I put that one in the wrong? Has a potion symbol. Oh, I can only have one potion. So that one... This one is back at camp. That's okay. Just set that off to the side and remember that later. Gregory's drawing 3. Heal 2. 2 more. Alright. Gregory. So this green one is going away, but this is purple. I spent to get the purple one in there to make it permanent, since Gregory takes more of the attacks. Over here, help if I had these flipped on the correct side. Start here, gain +1 defense, and adding a shield chip to Gregory's bag. Then, we're going to give the enemy -1 defense. So it is at 1 defense. I attack base 3, dealing 2 damage to it. Then I'll attack base 4, dealing 3 damage. And then just a regular attack base 3, dealing 2 damage. Highest cubes, they're tied. Aggro focuses on Gregory. So it actually exhausts 1 and attacks for base 4. Gregory's defense is 3 right now because it gets a +1. And then, yeah, like I said, it exhausts a cube. The important thing about exhausting that cube is now Gregory can only draw 2. Maybe a moot point fairly quickly here. Alec is drawing all 3. We'll spend a life to drop those 2 back in. No, that one should be flipped over as well. So, only 1 shield. Add a sword and shield to Gregory's bag. And then we will attack for base 4. 2 defense. We take him out. Okay. Simple, effective combat. We do our cleanup from the combat. So actually remember, I didn't actually forgot to flip over Gregory's. And I forgot to show you what the Plane Shredder did. But we gained 6 lux, taking us up to 32. And rough leather. We are already maxed out at how much rough leather we can have, so that doesn't help us in this case. I really should have left that behind with the stores. I don't know why I didn't. I was kind of thinking, oh yeah, just keep as much on me as I can. And I'm sure there'll be times where I need stuff like that, but then it's a trip back to it. I think it's going to be the smarter plan versus carrying it all around and not having room, in this case, to get more metal fragments, rough leather, or iron ore. Alright, so that is a battle in the books. We go up here to 90. Getting close. and just a story event. I forget how you're supposed to be able to tell, but these cards, I hope that they update these cards in the with the upgrade pack, so it tells you actually what section you're supposed to be on here. Because everything looks the same. You hear a cry for help coming from the bottom of an abandoned well. It sounds like a young boy. I think I've broken my leg, he warns. My house isn't far from here. Fetch his parents or climb down the well and help carry him to the surface. We're heroes. We don't just let him be. We're going to climb down. You climb down to the bottom of the well, discovering a wealth of minerals embedded in the cavernous rocks below. You manage to bring the boy up to safety. We get 4 agate ore. So far, these tend to be very good. Okay, these are also not in alphabetical order. 4 agate ore. I mean, we might have to go back just to... I think we're going to do it. Alright guys, we made it this far. Turn around and go home. Let's drop off some stuff. You're like, you're so close to that story point. Yeah, no, we're headed back. Here we go. We head back to 97. We get our Strider again. Yeah, we're gonna... You do have to play it out. I was debating for a second there, do I have to play this out? But because the Strider does get a single turn, it does something. Not much. Alright. Cube. Attack for 3. Dealing 1 damage. Keep it simple. Gregory gets to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Feels very similar to last time. +1 defense. Add a defense chip to Gregory's bag. Then I attack to give -1, or I put a -1 defense on the enemy. And I attack base 0, so 3 against 1. 1, 2. Then 4 against 1 with my cross slash. 1, 2, 3. And then 1. Or 3 against 1. 1, 2. There. And let's see who our Plane Strider goes after. Choosing self. Sprint. It gains the wing status. And then it's going to attack over here for 4 against 3 defense. And reduce exhaust 1 there. So I need to remember what the wings do. Please tell me it's on the cheat sheet. When active, the next attack performed against the target misses. Alright. So in that case, we will go with Gregory next. One. Still one. Two. These two are flipped. I realized it doesn't actually matter that much because I need an additional attack for Gregory. Because, for example, I'm just going to toss that there. Activate that one. And put that one there. Get 2 swords for Gregory's bag. That attack does nothing, but it clears off that. Cleared a couple things out of Gregory's bag. Not that that's a bad thing or a good thing. Gregory is meant to attack. And now Alec draws 3. That should have been flipped. So I do want to do this strategically. I'm going to go Crimson Tonic to add Health Chip, Gregory's bag. I mean, I can always just attack. But I do have one more, which I'm going to spend my shield on. So that's 2 of those spent to add sword and a shield to Gregory. And then I'll just attack for 4 against 2 defense, take him out. Well, we know what we get, and what we get is mainly things, well, it's some that we can't use, but we do get 6 Lux for the Plain Strider. Do our nice little reset there. I want to fight a level 3 Plain Strider. Probably don't. Probably would be tougher than it looks. But right now some of these combats are a tiny bit easy. And I forgot to add that one card back in for the Plain Strider, so hope I slot that into the middle there. So, let's go back over to the map, spend a little time. That was for 97. This is down to 99. Compass. The fog. You pass a small marshland. A giant purplish black egg rests atop a thicket of reeds. It reeks of Tenebris. The egg shakes back and forth, and tiny cracks appear on its shell. Whatever's inside is ready to hatch. So I could just sit back, or I could destroy the egg. Let's sit back. Oh. That was a bad call. A hideous creature emerges from the shell. A monstrosity with the head of a crow and a body of a wolf. It charges you, but you are able to subdue the strange creature. Add 3 skulls to both characters' bags. Hey, we've got a challenge again. Satisfying sound. And then we're back in Fort Istra. I'm just going to set out this. We can see it there. But the big thing that's happening is I'm flipping back to that storage. If I can find my pencil. Where did I put that? Where has my pencil gone? Right here in front of me. Because now I'm going to look here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 iron ore. 1, 2, 3, 4 agate ore. 1, 2, 3, 4 roughened leather, 2 spines, and 4 metal fragments. So what does that do to what I have? Oh, and a purifying seed. Though I'm actually going to remove my other purifying seed from what I have. Just consume them both. Risky move. But it removes 3 negative chips. I just got 3 negative chips added. And then, like I said, I'm spending both of them one for each. Sorry, I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping I forgot to do. All too often I forget to flip them over to their primary side. I can pull out those 3 as well. Is that the right time to use it? I don't know, but I'm also a little bit of a believer of if you've got it, use it. Agate ore and iron ore. Go into mining. And then all of these are loot. Enemy drops, I believe. So spines. Roughened leather. And metal shards. Fragments. So now, cleared stuff out again. My player boards look a little bit better. A little bit more room. You know what? I feel like, I don't think it really matters, but who has what? We're going to head out here. We're going to go back up to 99. What shall we get? So much story this time. I like those story cards. They're fun. Story card again. Compass symbol. You discover a man by the side of the road, whipping his clay horn. "Lazy oaf," the man shouts. His clay horn looks exhausted and clearly needs nourishment or a few hours rest. Feed the clay horn. Don't have any of those. Insist the man let his clay horn rest for a while in the shade. That's my option. The man ignores you. He mounts his clay horn and whipping furiously until the clay horn rears, sending its rider hurtling to the ground and hitting you square in the jaw with its hooves. Its owner chases after it, but it escapes. As it escapes into the woods, we get 2 negative defense chips for each bag. That's less than ideal. I like defense. Defense is good. Now from here, I'm going to go up to 97. But we're gonna go a little bit of a different way. Because where I'm at, off to one side I have mining. Off to the other side I have... Okay, to one side I have a dangerous location. To the other side I have a woods. We're going to go to the woods. Compass. Owies, the compass. Apparently. You meet a trader on the road. He's returning from the market and seems eager to relieve himself of some of his wares. "I'll offer a discount," he promises. Buy 1 invigorating potion for 5 sil. Buy 1 Ribia bluefins for 5 sil. We're going to do that one. Takes us down to 31. Come on, where is it? Ribia bluefin. Heal 7 health. I'm assuming I can just have that equipped there. Decline to purchase anything. The trader smiles. "Freshly caught this morning," he claims. And let's head over to 98, and for the first time, do some woodwork, or some harvesting. Harvesting locations. We're at 98. Let's just do a quick refresher on harvesting according to the rule book. That's the reference guide along with the rule book. First time for doing this, so let's make sure we get it right. 21. No chip is drawn. If you decide to harvest or mine from Green Node, you gain wood or ore respectively and place it in the guard's satchel up to the maximum amount. So, like right here, I'm at 98. I can get 4 pine, which is what I want to do. I could have less pine, but right now we don't have any. So, I mean, even right now, I could decide, hey, I want to head back. Not going to this time. I'm going to go back to 97. I mean, there's no other option. But now, it's kind of an idea of, okay, I'm going to have to hit up some of these locations, figure out what's where. And I swear, I am shuffling this bag as well as you can shuffle a bag every time. I did get 2 skulls on 97. Well, I appreciate that they have a ton of this stuff in the book. I wish that it was in 2 books. Alright, here we go. We got a combat, Brigand Marauder, and Brigand Chief. And it says a level 3 Brigand Chief. Oof. 3 and 3 for him. That is correct. A level 97. Level. No, it says 2-star Brigand Chief. I'm assuming as I get. If I were to look at chapter 3. Yeah. Okay. 2-star. Only 12 and 2 and 2. Much easier to handle. Let's show off what we're putting down here. Wrong one. There we go. And then to the Brigand Chief, we have a Brigand Marauder. 2 stars. Got no idea what's coming up, so let's find out. And it's a rare time we have to do this, but 10 to top of Alex's head, 2 gray cubes. So we do have negative defense in here. Let's start with Alec. Negative defense. Heal. It gets used up. So I'm still at 0 chips. Attack, still at 0 chips. Shield. Sword. Alright. So, as always, start over here. Drop that onto Gregory for combine. Then gain his own. And then we'll activate reinforcement. Attack 1 enemy +1, so attacking at 3. Because Alec would be at 0 defense, now he's at 1 defense. 3, let's work on taking out. I think we gotta plan on taking out the brigand. And then I can attack for 2, but that's not going to get through. It's unfortunate. We're just going to leave this one sitting here as a reminder. Alright, Gregory, monster turn. 1. Negative defense. Heal up 1. Shield. Sword. Shield. Alright, so -1 defense. Already healed up 1. I'm going to attack all enemies for... Nope, I'm not going to do that yet. +1 defense, so I'm at 2 defense. I get to add a shield to Gregory's bag. Then I'm going to give the Marauder a -1 to defense. And I attack for 3, which becomes a 2. Then I'll attack all enemies for 4. So 1, 2. The chieftain is down to 10. And 1, 2, 3. Because the brigand is missing a defense. Then I'll add 2 attack chips to Gregory's bag. And I'll attack for 3, which becomes 2. Now, this is where the fun begins. Because Gregory attacked last on this guy. We have both of these guys. They're both going to go here, attacking aggro. So first he's going to taunt, swapping aggro over to Alec. Ouch. Then he's going to use Boastful Pride, gain a green cube, and draw another card. He's going to do all allies now. All allies gain +1 attack. So he's at 3 currently. And then he draws another card. And he can't do anything with that, so he ends his turn. But now he's attacking with 3. Forgot to show that off. Let's try again. So lowest defense is Alec anyways. It's 1. So he's attacking for 3, 4, 5 on Alec, who has 1 defense. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those -1 chips go away because this part only triggers if he deals no damage. Cleared out some of those at least. And let's see, Alex drawing 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I always have to do that. Let's go back up to 18. Spend that health potion. At the end of combat, we'll pass it over. Another sword. So, again, -1 to defense, so no defense right now. I'd forgotten to flip those 2. So let's see. We're going to start Over here, draw a card of an enemy. Doesn't do anything, thankfully. But there's a reason for that. Because now I'm going to spend over here, put a heart, temporary heart in Alex's bag. But now I have a P and an S activated. And with my final one, I can hit all enemies for 4. So he's at 2 defense. He has been defeated. Brigand is out. Knock him down 2 on the other side. And then I can just do my basic attack, which does no damage. Now it's Gregory's turn. Forgot to flip all of those. One, two, 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 two. -1 defense. 2, 2, 3. Empty bag. So let's see what we can do now. This actually turned out okay because I'm wasting so many attacks on there. But we're going to spend 2 swords over here and 2 cubes to attack an enemy for 5. 5 to defense, so 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to activate Take Cover plus 2 defense, which means he's at 3 defense. Chained, get another green cube. And I still have enough to attack for 3, another point of damage. Then I'm sitting on all of these that, I mean, your bag can get messed up if you get too many chips in there. You might draw them all, like I did. So now, this guy's gone. Up here, aggro, highest defense, both are the same. So attacks for 4, my defense is 3, that's 1 damage. And then he's going to Sucker Punch. I haven't seen Sucker Punch. Must be in this stack. Where is Sucker Punch? Let's see, it's not what makes sense that it's black. I mean, it definitely says it should be orange. Maybe with the... Nope, not with the red face. Must be over here. Sucker Punch. There we go. Sucker Punch into the bag. Let's just find out what Sucker Punch does quickly. Sucker Punch. Red's done. Add to enemy guard. It immediately exhausts all green abilities. So we'll spend a health. Put all of these back in there. Those two flip. Forgot to do that. We're going with Gregory first just because I think it makes sense. 1, 2, 3, heal 1, 4. Alright. So we'll start out attack all enemies for 4. So that's 2 damage coming through. Then we'll go over here, give myself +1 defense. And add a shield. Then we'll hit this one for 2. Add 2 plus punch. Then over here, add 2 swords. And then attack base 3 for 1 damage. Now Alec, we draw 2. There's 1 health left. It doesn't really matter what I get because I'm just using reinforcement, which attacks all enemies for 3, or attacks 1 enemy for 3, which will get through the brigands' defenses. So let's reset the bags. And let's see what type of loot we got. The weight difference between the 2 bags is very noticeable. It's the first time I've gotten a 4th green cube for Gregory. I need to get him another ability just so that I have more to spend on. Alright, so this will probably be where we wrap up. $12 Lux. So we're at 17 total, not bad. And 15 Sil. We're at 46 Sil. There we go. That was a better fight for sure. Like that one. Made it a few rounds there. Brigand Chief. And Brigand Marauder. There's quite a number of Brigand Marauders. Looks like you can have 2 different ones going at a time. That's kind of nice. And, like I said, we're going to call it there. Pop back up. No story elements. We got close-ish, and then we went back. But that's some of the... Like, this is some of the game, especially early on, is this idea of, hey, you have to grind a little bit. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was fun. I had fun with it. Got to test out a few different things such as harvesting, building, things like that. So now we know what's going on there. Can track down hopefully some of the other stuff that we need. But if you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I go live Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central, Mondays at 9 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to know, the easiest way is just subscribe and click that notification bell. It's going to let you know when I'm going live. And yeah, Wednesdays, Isofarian Guard. Mondays, different games. There was one, it just passed through my head. Oh yeah, I have a little tin game that I want to bust out and play a few games of, probably next Monday. And I'll probably will have a Labor Day stream. We'll see. I'm out of town this weekend and then going to the State Fair on Monday. So I guess there's a possibility. We'll have to see when my podcast gets recorded. That might be on Monday night. If that is, then probably no stream, but I'll be keeping you informed on that. Speaking of the podcast, if you're interested in Marvel, check out my Marvel podcast, 10 Minute Marvel. And if you want to see more board game coverage, conversation around all sorts of nerdy things, check out my website, nerdologists.com, where I'm posting articles daily. With that, again, thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and bottoms up.